In this tutorial, we will review transferring ownership of an app from one developer account to another in iTunes Connect. An app can be transferred for a number of reasons, including when a distribution deal expires or after an acquisition. Before initiating an app transfer, make sure all of your contracts are up to date. Only the team agent on the account can initiate or accept a transfer. Certain restrictions may apply, so please review the FAQs in iTunes Connect. It's important to note that the exchange of your actual code set and binary assets should be taking place directly between you and the recipient. To maintain a great user experience within the app, make sure you're communicating with the recipient about special functionality, such as keychain details or push notifications, so that functionality can be maintained in the app for future updates. To transfer your app to another developer, locate your app in the Manage Your Apps module. You can only transfer one app at a time, and you must have at least one version of the app approved by App Review before you can transfer. You cannot transfer an app that is in review. Please refer to the FAQs in iTunes Connect for a complete list of transferable states. Once you have selected the appropriate app, click Transfer App. Remember, only the team agent will see this option. Once selected, the criteria required for the transfer will be listed. A green check mark will appear next to each fulfilled requirement. Any requirements that have not been completed will not have a green check. If all of the criteria have been met, select Continue. If you're prompted by a screen that states your app has any unresolvable requirements, you will not be able to transfer your app. If you do not see this screen, you will be prompted to enter in the recipient's team agent Apple ID and recipient's team ID. You will not need the team agent's password. Click Continue. Next, the transfer contract terms will be available for review. Make sure to verify all the details are correct. Then select Request Transfer. Your app is now pending app transfer. You will only be able to edit the app's rights and pricing. After you have initiated the transfer, you and the recipient will receive email notifications to alert you of your transfer status throughout the process. You can also check on the progress in the Contracts, Tax, and Banking module in iTunes Connect. While the transfer is awaiting acceptance from the recipient, you will be locked out of editing metadata and have a read-only view of the app. If your app is part of a Game Center group, you may not have access to the Manage Game Center section for any of the apps in that group during the transfer process. You can cancel the transfer at any point prior to the recipient's acceptance by selecting the Revoke option in the Contracts, Tax, and Banking module. Note that the recipient has 60 days to accept the agreement from the date you initiated the transfer. Once the recipient has accepted, your app will move into the state Processing App Transfer. At this time, rights and pricing for the app will not be editable. When the processing completes, you will no longer see the app or any of the app's information in your account. If you are receiving an app from another developer, an email notification will be sent to the team agent when the app is ready to be transferred. You will also receive a homepage alert when accessing your iTunes Connect account. You will need to accept the transfer in the Contracts, Tax, and Banking module within 60 days of the transfer being initiated. You must have accepted the latest master agreements before you can accept the transfer. To begin, select Review next to the app you are accepting under the Transfer Agreements section. Once selected, review the app information and enter in the appropriate metadata and contact information. Make sure to review the contract terms, then select Accept. Once you accept the app transfer, it can take up to 3 hours for the app transfer to complete. If the transferred app meets the criteria for export compliance documents, processing could take up to 2 business days. After the app transfer has completed, both the recipient and transferor's team agent will receive a notification email. If you have more questions about app transfer, please use the Contact Us section in iTunes Connect.